This is the premier map of the Mississippi River Valley and United States in the early 1718. This is DeLisle's first state of the first edition of his, probably the greatest map of the era of the United States. And being French, why obviously he followed LaSalle and other French explorers. They came down the Mississippi, and we got these first really good depictions of the area where our shop is, which is in West Tennessee. We're approximately 10 miles as the crow flies from the banks of the Mississippi. And there, down below us, between where we'd go in here and Memphis, there is on this map something called the Cours de Prud'homme, and it was a fort. That a very interesting story. Mr. Prud'homme was LaSalle's armorer. He took care of their guns and their armor, and he was indispensable. Well, when they were foraging on the bluffs of the Mississippi, 1716, Mr. Prud'homme got lost. So they searched, they couldn't find Prud'homme, so they set up a camp, and then it became a stockade to fortify it, and they stayed there for weeks unintentionally. They did. I mean, they had never planned for this to happen. Since LaSalle was influential on map making when he came back to Paris, the Fort Prud'homme, Mr. Prud'homme did return. He wandered back, and they safely went down the Mississippi and back to France. But his name became part of the maps of the Mississippi River from thence forward for hundreds of years. When actually it was only lasted for a few weeks, and it's hard to find it now. It's it was just logs, so that we know the approximate location, we know the bluff. But that's one of the interesting things. This is pre-New Orleans, which is really important. We have a second edition of it. We have a first edition, second state that also has New Orleans on it. So, that is the this is the first two states of the most important map of the Mississippi River, the Mississippi Valley, and the French depiction of colonial America.